Number one mistake people make, if you remember nothing from this, just remember this. No matter how well you're feeling at 1 million or 2 million in ARR, probably when you raise your first real venture round, people are patting you on your back. You can get anyone at TechCrunch to return your email. Things are starting to feel good. You're going to hit a wall at 4 to 5 million in ARR almost with precise certainty. And the reason you're going to hit it is because you don't have all the VPs in place. And I know you think you're always recruiting and you're always doing this, but the reality is, as founders, for quite a while we recruit sequentially. We jump on the landmine. I need a VP of sales. We figured out I need a VP of sales. And then we figure out we forgot to hire a VP of customer success. And then we figure out we're way too late for marketing. And we put all our energy into this, and we're convinced if we can only meet that great candidate, of course they'll join me. I'm so charismatic. I'm such a closer. And maybe that works for a long time, but it totally stalls out when you have 50 people. There's too many things going on. And it just doesn't work anymore. And I've seen this again and again and again. And typically what happens is you hire a first VP of sales, it doesn't work out 70% of the time. Hopefully anything we've written or published will help you mitigate that risk. And then you're scrambling again. You're scrambling at 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. And if you don't have that VP of sales in place, a real one that can scale at 4 million, it becomes impossible. Because think about if you want to go from, say, 4 to 10 in the next year and a half, and your average rep is going to attain, say, 400K in quota. How many reps do you need to hire just to get there? You need to hire 20 sales reps just to hit that plan like next week. You cannot do it as a founder. If you do not have a real VP of sales that can recruit and hire a team, you will plateau at 4 to 5 million in ARR. I see it again and again. I see companies I've invested in that are rocket ships, that are growing double digits per month, reliably at 500,000, 1 million, 2 million ARR. I mean, they're hitting 2 or 3 million ARR, growing more than 10% a month. I mean, math major, help me do the compounding math. That's pretty badass, right? And then all of a sudden, they don't make this VP, the right VP of sales hire, and boom, 4%, 5% a month, again and again and again. So you kind of know that, but again, it's not enough. And then what happens, even if you make that hire, you know what happens? How do you feed that team? And folks don't hire a VP of marketing early enough. I say you can hire it at 20K a month in MRR. $20,000 a month in revenue, because at that point, he or she should be accretive. They should be able to generate enough demand for new customers to pay their fully burdened salary. But worst case, if you don't do that, or you hire some junior growth hacker, or you go cheaper to save money, and you screwed all that up, and you still, because you're a great founder, you got yourself to 1 or 2 million. If you don't hire a real VP of marketing that can have a real lead commit, deliver you revenue, you'll stall out because you won't have enough help for sales. I see this again and again. Well, I've got a demand gen marketer, a kid that I hired with 2 years of experience. Great, doesn't work at 4 to 5. Or the biggest error I see is I hire a fancy VP of marketing with a beautiful LinkedIn, and he or she has never generated leads all the time. The vast majority of folks with marketing in their title at big tech companies, including SaaS, do corporate marketing. They do this stuff. They make your brand look pretty. They make this hall look great. They make the fonts look nice. They do collateral. They do things that are important. I'm being a little facetious. But 90% of these people do not know how to generate leads. It's bad enough when you hire someone like this at 1 to 2 million, but you know what happens at 4 to 5 million? They realize they don't know what they're doing, and they hire someone off LinkedIn that says demand gen on their resume, usually with 18 months of experience, and at their last job, generated no leads, okay? You will hit a wall. So at 4 to 5 million in revenue, forget about whatever this person's title. If you don't have a VP of demand gen, you will not generate enough leads, and you will not help the sales team enough to scale. Happens 97 times out of 100. Third one, what happens? 4 to 5 million, usually you've been in this for a while. You're in your third year, at least your second. And that's when what I call second order revenue starts to work. This word of mouth starts to happen. People start referring you to other prospects. It starts to come in. Your customers start renewing, right? Renewals are where cash reigns on SaaS companies, right? It's so expensive to acquire a company, but you do it right, the second year that prepaid cash comes in, your company starts minting cash around 4 to 5 million in revenue if you do it right. And if you really do it right, they buy more from you. If they really do it right, when you go for that second or third year renewal and they love you and your NPS is high, that 100K contract goes up to 120 and 140. But if you haven't hired a VP of customer success then, it just doesn't happen. Those upgrades don't happen. You do okay, the churn doesn't happen immediately, but think about that math. If you're at 4 million in revenue and you don't have a real head of customer success, and you're sacrificing 20% of that growth, that's $800K in the next year, and then it just compounds. And the types of folks you can have beforehand, folks that just love software, love your product, people you love, that's great until here, but you need a manager here. You need someone that can own a number, and your job is to take a cohort of revenue, say 5 million revenue, and your job next year, Linda, Bill, is to turn that into 6 million. You know what? 90% of the folks in customer 6 cannot do that. They cannot turn 5 million to 6 million. If you don't make this higher, that 5 million will become 5.1 million. That really sucks for next year, but this is recurring revenue. Think about that, how it compounds over time.
Visit designcrowd.com/twist and save up to $100 on your design project. If you don't know, designcrowd.com is a place where it's a marketplace, and you put up what you want to design, and a bunch of designers go compete and build you a great logo, designs for your website, etc. And they've got over 500,000 registered designers from around the world. It works really simple. You post a brief, hey, here is what I'm looking for, and you'll receive 60 to 100 different designs or more. And you then provide feedback, and you get changes, so you can go back and forth, and then you select the best design and approve payment to that designer. And if this all sounds scary, like, oh my God, I've never done it before, don't worry, there's a money-back guarantee, and I did it for my website, calacanis.com, and for $500, we received over 350 designs. I'm not sure you're going to receive 350. I did tweet it, so maybe you'll receive 60 to 100, but it was amazing. We got a ton of great icons and illustrations and portraits and bulldogs. You can go see it if you go do a search over there. And you can help me select the winning design by voting at designcrowd.com/twist. Their other clients include Harvard Business School, the old HBS, Virgin, HTC, Absolute Vodka, Amnesty International, which was my first job out of school, and over 100,000 other small businesses. So here's your call to action, everybody. Go to designcrowd.com/twist and save up to $100 on your design project. Give it a shot. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. Designcrowd.com/twist, and you'll get $100 off. I guarantee it, but I don't have to guarantee it because they guarantee it. It's got a money-back guarantee. Design Crowd, it works. It's awesome. Go ahead and visit at Design Crowd. Oh, go ahead and follow them on Twitter too, at Design Crowd. Okay.